Good morning, and welcome to week 7. Don't adjust your monitors. You're seeing this correctly. I am not coming to you from the safe and warm confines of my office. Nope. It's October, and we are up at the cabin in the north woods of Wisconsin getting ready for the deer opener. So I hope you can accept my slovenly appearance and the fact that I'm recording this live. That's right, no edits, so I'll try to keep the cursing to a minimum. Anyway, when you're at the cabin, sitting by the fire, listening to the leaves rustle in the wind, and, you know, the snow blow on October 21st, what sounds better than some coffee? This week's beer is the Warhammer beer, a coffee and milk porter from Valkyrie Brewing. This recommendation came from Jeff. You've seen him in many of the comments. And it is a brewery out of Dallas, Wisconsin, down kind of between Rice Lake and Turtle Lake. Interesting story, they actually sold the Viking name to the brewery in Akureyri, Iceland, the Viking brews that I was drinking the first 5 weeks of the season. They have many, many varieties of beer, and I have at least 6. So we'll be good to go for the next month and a half of games, and from there we'll see what happens. But let's give it a taste. Off to a great start with Valkyrie for sure. It tastes like an iced coffee mixed with a porter. There's a bit of hoppiness to it, which I don't, you might have been able to guess if you've watched any of the other 6 weeks of videos. I don't normally like, but it's kind of canceled out by like the sweet creaminess of it. So that's really good. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna set it down because my hand's getting cold, but you know. Okay. Thank you, Jeff. I will certainly talk more about these when I'm back in the safe and warm confines of my office. For right now, I'm enjoying this October snowstorm here. Let's talk about the game. Okay, so I was wrong last week. The Vikings did not play 3 in a row at home. They played 3 out of the next 4 at home. So they are traveling to New York this week to take on the Jets, which, you know, I have to think preseason, the Vegas odds would have been very different. But now they are, last time I checked, the Vikings were -3 at New York. The Jets are starting their rookie quarterback, Sam Darnold, who has looked at times brilliant and at times like you'd expect a rookie to look in the NFL. The Vikings are without Dalvin Cook, and again, he's still dealing with that hamstring, and Everson Griffin is still out. But, you know, I don't know. I think the Vikings get it done for sure. I don't think the Jets secondary, while their defense isn't bad, I don't think it's up to stopping the Vikings passing attack. About the rush, last week I said before the game that the Cardinals were pretty bad at rush defense, like possibly league worst, and that the Vikings should get the running game going, and they did. Latavius Murray looked great, had like a record for his career, single game rushing attempt, or rushing yards, but everybody came out like, oh, the Vikings figured out their rushing attack. They really figured out what they're doing on the ground. I'm not ready to say that yet. Maybe it's possible they figured some things out, but they were playing against a bad rush defense, and it's like, people were saying that, you know, they were a bad rush defense before the game, but as soon as the Vikings won, it's like, oh, they're finally clicking on all cylinders. No. So, the Jets are beatable on the ground. I think the Vikings will go back to passing again, though, by and large. I just think it's where the money's at. So, I'm worried because the Jets are not a pushover team by any means. We've learned this season, of course, that there are no pushover teams. But I think the Vikings get it done. Probably a 7-point victory is what I'm predicting. It'll be closer than I want it to be, but hopefully comfortable. And it doesn't come down to a field goal. Yeah. So this is one of 2 videos that I will for sure be recording live. this one, and then in a few weeks when I'm back up here for you know, the deer opener that weekend, I'll be probably doing some video of some kind from up here in the Northwoods once again. So, all right, I am going to take my Warhammer, go back and sit by the fire and warm up, because it's ridiculously cold out here for October. One last look at the surroundings here. Say hello to McLeod Lake in the background. That's what that is. That hazy gray nothingness. That's delicious. Skål för det. Thank you, Jeff. This is delicious. Valkyrie Brewing in Dallas, Wisconsin. Look forward to 6 more weeks of it. God. Oh, sorry. I'm wincing at the snow in my eyes, not the beer. Go Vikings!